bonjour and comment allez-vous? Je vais très bien, merci. Hey, we're glad that all of you are here. We hope you had a great week so far. But as you know, if you've been here before, our goal is to make it better. But in our usual fashion, y'all know what we do. We got to toast up. So here's to everybody on the live. And we hope that you had a great week so far. It's hump day. And if you got this far, you can get through the rest of the week. So don't give up, all right? So cheers. Here's to everybody on the live. Okay, last week we had a great discussion, and it was about New Year's resolutions and why people fail so often. So if you weren't with us, I would highly suggest that you go and check that discussion out, because it had a lot of good information that it kind of surprised me too once we got into the discussion. But it's all factual, based on our experiences, based on our research. And I think it'll do you a world of good if you go check it out. But we've got a great one tonight. It's going to be a doozy. And this is about finding our passion. You know, a lot of people think they know what their passion is, but we're here to clarify what your passion is. And it's not to be confused with your talents or what you like. Now, they can coexist, but your passion is much different. And we're going to kind of have a discussion so everybody can kind of know what their passion is, or at least seek to discover it, okay? So let me bring my co-host on so we can get started, all right? On another note, look, I know I might be moving a little slow tonight, but I lost one of my best friends. We were Army buddies for almost 20 years. We've been knowing each other for almost 40 years. So, yeah, you know, it was unfortunate, but, and what makes it so bad, I just talked to him last night. So I just want y'all to give a little silence, pray for him and his family. And, Bro Crumpton, you know I love you, man. All right? But let me bring my co-host on. All right. Okay, we got everybody on.
Yo, I'm sorry for your loss, big homie.
What'd you say, Keith? I had my speaker down. I'm sorry.
Sorry for your loss.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was that hit us hard, man. That's my boy that we used to go to Florida every year with. But, you know, life is for the living, man.
Yeah, I seen them Florida pictures for the last 10 years. You sent them Florida pictures.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was the point man on it all, man.
Oh, wow.
He was a deputy sheriff down in Spalding County here in Georgia.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. It kind of, I got the call last night and it was kind of hit me hard, man.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. Like I said, death is, I'm sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss, man.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, Miss O'Neill, how are you?
I'm collecting myself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You know how it is. But we're going to move on. I know you knew Crumpton and his cousin, so I know.
Yeah, she called me at work today. I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm still getting the full story, but it appears from what they say that he had a heart attack. And I think he was in an accident or something like that. So, but I haven't talked to Rose, his wife, yet. But from what I'm reading is that I don't know if he was engaged or involved in an accident or tried to avoid it, and that's when he swerved off the road. So there wasn't damage to his car or anything like that, from what I understand. They say that he may have had a heart attack trying
Mm.
to avoid it. But you know,
Well, I'm sorry. Like I said, DeJoya, if you knew them, sorry for your loss too. So if
oh
you
yeah,
guys need to end it early, or like I said, much respect, Mr. G, especially for you being you went to war with this guy, and
oh yeah.
yeah, like yeah,
40 years, man.
that's what I'm
22 in the
saying.
military, and then
Yeah.
some more
Nah,
after that.
he probably
Yes.
up there giggling. He would want us to.
Oh,
They were jealous, so
oh, she
yeah.
knew him. Yeah, I mean, she knew him. So
They,
he wouldn't want us to
they were
stop, brother.
joking, so we would have to laugh one up and go on.
Yeah, he'd be like, "Gee, what's wrong with you, man? Keep on doing your thing." So we're gonna go ahead and do what we need to do, man. But everything's gonna be all right, and I'll visit his wife and his children probably tomorrow. I'm just giving them a little time to grieve and get things sorted. But anyway, let's move on. All right. So, like I said, our discussion tonight is going to be on finding our passion. And the one thing that I want to make clear is that your passion does not necessarily have to be your talent, or it does not have to be something that you like to do. You might like to cook, but not be able to cook at all. You may enjoy cooking, but you might not sell one bean pie. you know.
Yeah, we have to turn a bean pie.
Huh?
After that little incident at the pizza place, let's don't talk about bean pies.
Oh
Nothing
yeah.
in relation to that anymore. Let's just go on.
Hey, I'm glad that all of you are here. Thanks for joining us. We're gonna have a great time tonight. We wish all of you happy holiday wishes during this holiday season. But we're glad that you're here tonight because you could have been anywhere. But our discussion, like I said, is on finding our passion. Finding your passion isn't about magically knowing what you're meant to do. A lot of people have that misconception. It's like, I know what I'm here to do. And you figure certain things out. You weigh it against what you like and dislike. That's not the way to discover your passion. And we're going to give you all the indicators and we're going to give you a formula so you'll know what it is.
Can you just have one?
Well, I'm sure you probably can have more, but there's one thing that you know, and the difference is your passion, it naturally pulls you toward it. It energizes you and it grows you. Whatever your passion is, right? You will grow from it. You don't remain the same. So, for instance, if you are one of those people, as I mentioned, who like cooking, if you have if it is your passion, you can't deny what it is. You can't deny it. So it will pull you toward it. And once you understand that that is your passion, once you know that that is your passion, then ultimately what happens is that you start getting better at it. You start getting better because you have a natural talent for it. Just like Michael Jordan on the basketball court. His passion is basketball because he naturally had the talent for it and he became better over time as he honed the skills. Does that make sense? You get better at your passion. We can do a lot of different things. Like I do a lot of different things in the sports world and gaming and all of those things. But I don't master all of them. I may enjoy
So
it.
if you had to think about it, I mean, and don't even say finances. That don't count. You can't. That can't be it. But if you had to think
Well, it could
about,
be if your
no, I'm
passion is
talking
to
about
make
for
money.
you, like, cause
Oh,
you
okay.
got so many like different hands and stuff. But what would you consider yours? Like, if you had to really think about what your
Well,
passion was.
well. See, the thing is, it's just the way I grew up. When I grew up, you played everything. You played baseball, even though I know that ain't my passion because I never did like baseball. But
Yeah, you going where I was about to go, but go ahead, break it down. Go
yeah,
ahead. Yeah.
you went through at the recreational parks. You learned how to play football during football season. You learned how to
Yep.
play basketball during basketball season. You learned how to play baseball during baseball season. And in between all that time, there are different things that they had available to you. Like I became good at ping pong. I became pretty good at shooting pool. I
Shooting pool. Let's go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all
Uh-huh.
of those things that I do them well, but I'm not a pro. Now I'm better than most people in most of the things that I've done because I just have a certain degree of dedication and commitment to it. But to answer your question, my passion is not just making the money, but helping other people. I have a strong passion just for creating ideas and different things that's going to benefit other people. Now, in
Yeah.
the midst of that,
Yeah.
because I'm spiritual and I know what the grand architect has commanded of me, right? If I help other people, then ultimately I've got to help myself. I grow. You understand? That's why I'm saying part of recognizing what your passion is that you grow. I used to give people nickels and dimes. Now I can give them a little more. I used to be able to just help the lady cut her grass. Now I can hire a whole landscaping team. I used to be able to, so even though I started, and which most of us do, we start at a level that's manageable for us because that's part of the process too. When the grand architect gives you a talent, and out of those talents, which I consider just your ability to do something well. That's what I haven't looked the definition up, but I just call a talent the ability to do something well. So out of all those things, once you manifest it and once you start honing those skills, then your passion will emerge from all of that.
Okay. Okay,
Well, that's
hold
good.
on.
I'm
Hold
glad.
on.
I'm glad
Excuse me.
y'all done figured it
Excuse
out. Go
me.
Okay.
ahead.
Go ahead. Go
Excuse
ahead,
me.
Keith.
Excuse me. Hold on.
Okay.
Now, you know where this, okay. When I ask this
Get
question,
it out, Keith.
when I ask this question
Okay.
for the people, you're going to understand why I'm asking it. Now, based on everything that you said, and just like the Joya said, ditto, you got like all your hands in different things. Okay.
Right. Right.
What about the people that have the ability to be blessed in multiple areas? And because their passion is not based on one specific thing, they looked at it like, you know what? I want to master all this or this or that, right? What about those people? Because they're different because they now have they have their passion. Okay, their abilities are different than their passion. So when they
Absolutely.
put them together, they're saying, wow, I have the ability to touch all these different areas, right? So what
Right.
about those people?
Okay. Let me kind of make it a little simple. The bottom line is that you can have many talents, as most of us do. Most of us have a lot of different talents. Like I said, I can play pool, I can swim, I can shoot basketball. Can't do it as well as I used to do when I was young. I used to be able to run fast, all of those different things. So those are talents. Now, let me tell you the way that we figured out for all those people who are God's gift to the world and got all those different things that they do well. Here's how you figure out what your talent is. We should pay close attention to what makes you
You mean
lose
your
track of
passion?
time. Your passion. I'm sorry. Yeah, your passion. I'm sorry. We should pay close attention to what makes you lose track of time. Now, I'm finna give you some information, and all these things help you determine what it is. If you're doing something and you become so involved with it, and you love doing it, and you lose the track of time, that's one indicator that could possibly be your passion. And I'm not talking about somebody who got to work late because they screwed up and didn't do all their work that day at the job. No, that's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if you are engaged in something you enjoy, and once you start doing it, you don't care about time. You look up at the clock. I used to do it when we used to play ball. I had a passion for ball. And let me say this too. Your passion can change over time. You can have a lack for something, but remember, with your passion, you have to have the ability to do it well. So, for instance, I used to love to play basketball when I was in the military, Pop Warner and all that. I was younger then. I could run, 10 games or go the whole day until the gym closes. So I had a passion for it, and I could do it well. That doesn't mean that's the thing that drove me, because there were other things that I did as well. Being in a band, I had a passion for that. Playing in a band, entertaining people. So here, the first indicator, what do you do and you give all your attention to that causes you to lose track of time and you don't care about it? Your passion often hides
I ain't figured that out yet.
Okay, well, we're going to figure it out. I guarantee you're going to have a clear indication of what it is, or you're going to get close to it after tonight.
No, that's cool. No, I understand exactly what you're saying. And when you talk about losing track of time, just when you talked about before having a passion of creativity,
Right.
people, all that. We all can, me and you talk about all that, sports, music, entertainment, all the different things that like you love to do, but it's you as a person spiritually, you have to figure out what makes you tick. And that's what really we're talking about. That's what the people on the live, like we're talking about what makes you tick. You can like all those things, but as a person spiritually, what is it that really is like you're just, so if you're involved in something like Mr. G said and you lose track of time, that's one indicator too, but that still doesn't get to your soul of what exactly is it that it is, because you could lose yourself in multiple things based on different variables in those situations. But when you know you have a heart for people, when you say I want to help people, or I want to grow so I could this or that, or you have a specific vision, that's kind of where we're going and what we're talking about on this live, about the spiritual part, about where it is you're going, and where you're going can encompass multiple different things. And if you do it right, it will, because the principles never change. So you should be applied into all aspects of life anyway. So what we're talking about should be able to be applied, but you still got to find your foundational, aspect of what's going to take you to that point. Go ahead, Mr. G.
Yeah, and see, the other thing is too that your passion, you never lose that passion. You think about some of the older people that you know, and when they watch a basketball game, and I'm just using basketball because it's easy for people to relate to, and you see how their eyes light up when they watch a game. You see how excited and happy they become when they not even playing it anymore, but they enjoy it. They have a passion. They had a passion for it, and they still continue to have that passion. So passion often hides itself inside activities where you forget to check your phone. You know what I'm saying? This is consistently. You don't care about time anymore. You consistently forget to check your phone and you lose track of time. 2 hours, when you do something for 2 hours that you enjoy to do, you enjoy doing, and at the conclusion you wake up or you finish up and you say, wow, that felt like 10 minutes, and where had the time gone? So those are the things that you need to start paying more attention to. When you don't,
Mr. G, how many times we've been on business calls and did that? Where you hang up the business call and you like, why I ain't realize it just 2 hours, hour and a half passed, like
right,
because you're so into it. Like,
right.
yeah.
And you love doing it, and nobody can deter you from it. And even here's the other thing: even once you recognize it, even your failures don't stop you from being attracted to that certain thing. Thanks for the gift. Even your failures don't. You know how some people, once they fail, they want to quit.
Oh, now you talking.
Yeah, you
I'm
can't do
done.
that.
I'm muting out. I'm
Yeah,
done. I'm muting out.
you can't do that with your passion. You can't just negate it and just forget about it. It won't let you. All right. With your passion, once you recognize what it is, right, you feel mentally alive. You have energy. You feel so much energy. It just gives you a whole new second wind, breath of fresh air, right? Even if it's challenging, you feel alive. These are the things that you have to start considering and looking for when you're trying to discover your passion. Also, look at the things that you are naturally curious about. You know how you wake up sometimes and you just have that burning desire to figure something out. Man, I wonder how they put this clock together. Whatever it may be, whatever you have a natural curiosity about, that could drive you to your passion. Now, DeJoya, you got anything you want to add real quick?
Oh no, because y'all might think I'll be kind of a little special because all this you saying, I hear you, whatever. And I'm sitting
But
here
you
thinking
haven't
about
found it yet.
myself. No, well, no. That the reason why I asked the question about could you have more than one, or like the meat of it, is because and you and I, it's funny because remember you and I had this conversation the other day, and you said I don't know how you can just go and go and go and go and go, and then then you do this, and then your mind be on this, and then you do that, and you do it well, then you do something because I mean I have so much in in my in my own little world, compartmentalized in my own little world that I am good at, and please don't take this as me sounding cocky, but things that I am good at, that I'm comfortable with doing, things that make me lose track of time, um things that I could just work on in without sleep and just do. So that's why I asked the question, like, do you really can you ever really put your finger on it, or is it just something? Because for me it's like it's a lot of stuff. it's
And
it's the
yeah,
kid it's the kids, not necessarily not even my job. It's the kids, my idea to create, speaking, writing, all of that kind of stuff. So I mean it's kind of all over it maybe sound all over the place, but it's just me, it's all bundled up in there, and all of those things make me lose track of time helping people, people, service, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I asked that question, because for me, I can't even pinpoint something that I can specifically tell you that, okay, that's my passion, or this specifically is my passion, because that's how it is for me in my own little world, how I'm how
because
I think.
you've never focused on discovering your passion. Let me tell you what the difference is. See, a lot of people do busy work. They get busy. Just because we're doing a lot of different things, it doesn't mean that's our passion. Just because we enjoy that thing for the moment, it's not our passion. And just because we occupy most of our time doing a variety of different things. None of them things may not be our passion. So again, you have to, just because we're busy, remember your passion is going to make you lose track of time where you don't care. When we're busy sometimes, we check the clock to see how much longer we've got to go, or when does it end. And our passion, we don't really care about that. You feel mentally alive, as I said, even if it's challenging, right?
Right.
Your passion also will leave clues. If you know what you're looking at, let's say we get off of this live right now, and you say, wow, okay, I've had this problem trying to discover my passion all these years, and I really want to take a serious gander and figure out what it is. There will be clues already established, because remember, what are we? We are creatures of habit. We are creatures of habit. Whatever we do naturally, when we wake up in the morning, we don't have to be taught, we don't have to think about it. We know to put the coffee on, we know to go start the car. That's a habitual thing which we do, so we become accustomed
Right.
to it. That does not make it our passion, but your passion is going to always leave clues. So look at the topics that you Google. The topics that you Google the most, it's going to help you further define what your passion is. If you go through your Google search and every time, overwhelmingly, you see that you Google how to make a cake, then baking might be your passion. Now, that doesn't guarantee it is, but it helps you further define what your passion could be. Think about the videos that you watch over and over again, repeatedly. What videos do you watch repeatedly? What is the subject matter to those? I'm not talking movies. I'm just talking videos. And I guess from a certain advantage point, it could be movies too. What are those things that pop up the most? What kind of conversations do you enjoy? All of these different things help you fine tune and find out what makes you tick, what you enjoy the most over all other things. It's easy for me to figure mine out because I have a high level of enjoyment for certain things, like playing piano, discovering new things with the piano. I never get tired. I never become uninterested in the piano or the bass guitar, or music in itself. But those instruments I can play. So now, when I look for my passion, everything else takes a back seat to that. Even though I enjoy basketball, even though I enjoy shooting pool, and if the time, here's what we do. We try to determine our passion based on situation. Your compassion is not situational. And what I mean by that, if I'm at a pool hall and we're drinking beer and I see a pool table, of course, I like playing pool. I might love playing pool. I might have a passion right then to play and shoot pool. If I go to the gym, so I'm trying to point these things out so you can it'll help you narrow it down. Because if I go to the gym and I see somebody hooping,
my desk tomorrow, write stuff down.
huh?
You gonna have me sitting at my desk tomorrow writing stuff down. You're
Hey,
gonna have me
and that's
sitting
good.
down tomorrow at my desk. Right.
Hey, but it's good. Hey, it's good because what happens, you enjoy your life so much better when you understand what your passion is because it serves your purpose. You understand? It serves your purpose. Like I said earlier, one of my passions is to help other people, right? So the more I grow, the more I do it, the more I develop the natural ability to help other people, the more I'm moving toward my purpose, the more fulfilled my life is. Instead of running around here just doing everything. I'm trying to do everything. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with doing a whole bunch of different things. But busy work normally leaves something that has not been completed or not completed to the best of your ability. When you work within your passion, everything that you do is going to be at a high level. People are going to be looking at you, man, how did you do that? Or how did you shoot that three-pointer with your back turned? It's going to be at a high level because you have the ability and you have something stronger than your natural ability. You have the spiritual realm that works in unison with your natural ability. Does that make sense?
Yeah, a little.
I mean, it's difficult because when you say, I know people who are just like you, DeJoya, who do a whole bunch of things. I said I'm the same way, but I know everything I do ain't my passion just because I know how to do it. I know how to shop too. I do that well. I can get out there in 10 minutes. I don't care how crowded the mall is. So I'm good at getting out of that mall. But I understand everything that I do is not my passion. My passion is something that I love. My passion is something that I don't really care about time. If they call me at 3 o'clock in the morning and say, hey, we got a gig over here and we want you to play keys, I'm not thinking about, man, I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. I'm going to play that gig because I have a passion for playing.
And you know what? The reason why I'm sitting here like in deep thought, y'all know usually I have a whole lot to say, and I do, but I'm getting to a point at my daily job, and I'm saying this to key everybody else in so that they can start paying attention to, and we have conversations about this all the time. I'm getting to a point at my daily job, the tax people job, the Uncle Sam job, and all that on paper they say, where I'm just like, I'm out of sorts. Like I'm not focusing, I'm not this, I'm not that. And then I find myself like on nights with the live, because we talk, that's what we talk. And I said, I'm excited. And you said, well, because I tomorrow. And the only reason I'm asking, I'm
Hey, you
saying these
breaking
things,
up
I'm
again,
bringing
so
this
you
out
might
is
need to,
because at some, I don't know why,
leave your
but
phone
can you hear
still.
me?
Yeah, you're good now.
It's
Right.
still,
All right.
I got I had my arm propped up on the pillow because it's hurting. So
Okay. All right. Go
I
ahead.
was saying that, you'll get to a place, huh? What you say?
No, you still breaking up. I don't know if you got your
It just
Wi-Fi
froze.
on. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Go ahead.
But anyway, go ahead,
Now
because
it's
I get
clear.
aggravated when it start doing that. But I was just
Okay.
saying, I'm at a place right now in my daily job where I'm not even focused. I find myself doing a whole lot of other stuff. So I mean, when you get to those points where you find yourself doing a whole lot of other things that has absolutely nothing to do with what you're doing at that moment, then you're not comfortable in the place that you are. And I say that because I don't think a lot of people realize that. They just feel like they're just not focused just because they're not focused. No, you're not focused because that's really not where you're supposed to be. And I
Okay.
I
finally,
can agree with that.
I, I agree with
yeah,
that.
I
I got
agree
something
with
to say
that.
after you're done, but I agree with that. Go
yeah.
ahead. Hmm.
So I finally got to the point where I started realizing, like, hey, I'm not. It's not. I'm not where I'm not feeling like this because I don't like my job anymore. Because I don't like this. It's a lot of things, but mainly because no, I really don't like my job. This is really not where I'm supposed to be, not what I'm supposed to do. So whatever I find myself writing, I'll stop and start writing in a minute, a lunch lady thing or something. And so when you find yourself in those situations, that's when you know that you're moving toward where you're supposed to be or where you should be.
Okay. I like everything that you said, and I agree with everything that you said. Here's the one thing I'll say for the people on the live. Once you realize that that's the case of what DeJoya said, you have to be even more disciplined. Because now, if you're saying, I figured out my passion and I want to get out of this job, I want to get out of whatever it is, you have to be more disciplined than you've ever been to now get out of that. Because that now means that you have to burn the candle at both ends. And a lot of people don't understand and realize what that means, DeJoya. So when me, you, and Mr. G talk, people don't understand that a lot of what we talking about to get out of the situations you in, some of y'all, all of y'all, you might have to burn the candle at both ends, right? Now, here's the key. If the reason you're doing it is because you're passionate about it, it doesn't even matter because you're doing it naturally. But if not, you will not discipline yourself, right? And that's the thing that people have to understand is that once you figure out, like DeJoya said, you unhappy, this, that, whatever it is, now you're saying, okay, I got to get out of this. But in order to get out of that, you got to do something different than what you're currently doing, which means you have to burn the candle at both ends. And if you can't do that, if you can't, as a person, take that on emotionally, take that on spiritually, understand that you have to take more on now and wear that and still handle all your main responsibilities. That's what the separation is. And I think that's what Mr. G is talking about too, when you're talking about your passion, because when it's your passion, as the saying goes, when the dream is big enough, the facts don't count.
Yeah, cause listen, I will, used to y'all be like, y'all hear me on the live, and I'll be like, well, I just got home. Now at 3 o'clock, matter of fact, at 2:45, 2:32, whatever time, I'm is shutting down, and I meant it just like that. I'm is shutting down because I'm going on. I don't let it be a lot on a Wednesday. Only reason why I was at work today at 3 o'clock is because I had my review. I've been having review after we had an audit, all this kind of stuff. But even then, like she was still there talking. Well, at 2 o'clock, I was like, well, them children out there, we done now. I started packing up my stuff. I could sit there and talk to you whenever, but I mean, no, like literally for real. And I find myself like if I miss a live, like when I'm going through my health issues or something like that, and I had to miss those lives, I was totally out of whack because I realized that where I am at a 9 to 5 from 5:30 or 4:30, whatever time I get to work in the morning to 2:30, 3 o'clock, I ain't supposed to be there. That is beneath me at this time, meaning that it's not for me anymore. That you know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
I mean, I will get to a point where I'll call Tyree, my son. He'll be at home. He'll call me. Well, Mama, where you at? It'd be 11 o'clock. Where you at? I'm at home. Well, Mom, why you at home? I just want comfortable. I'm serious, and
Yeah.
if I don't shut it off or I don't know when to pick up and go, I find myself very uncomfortable, very agitated, or whatever. But as soon as I get out of the environment and I'm doing what I want to do, doing what I need to do, whether it's with King David or whatever, anything but that 9 to 5, I'm good.
Yeah. But let me let
So
me let me
yeah,
say this to bring some clarity to something. Listen, we have to not look at just doing something differently uh, when I'm talking in terms of your passion, right? Just because we get relief for doing something else other than something we don't like doesn't necessarily mean that's our passion. So let me say that again. I can be in a situation that's very uncomfortable, or I don't like doing it and I want to do something else. So now I find something else. If I do something else and I enjoy doing it over what I dislike, that doesn't necessarily mean it's your passion. Here's how you figure out your passion. In addition to what I said, pay close attention to the things you do naturally, where you don't even worry about time. Time is not a factor. That's your first indication. All right. Now, when you do that thing, whatever that activity is, if it makes you feel alive, it makes you feel accomplished, it makes you feel happy, it makes you feel that I would rather do this above all other things, that's going to be your passion. Like I said, what videos do you watch repeatedly? What do you often become curious about on a continuous basis? What do you think about a lot? What do you enjoy thinking about? What brings a smile to your face when you say, oh man, if I do that, I know I'd be happy, or I know I can do that well. Whatever brings that smile to your face, you're going in the direction of your passion. All the conversations you enjoy. If you're talking about making money all the time, and here's what differentiates it from just busy work. If you're trying to talk about money and you enjoy talking about it because you're broke and you need money, you're not getting to your passion. You can't have stipulations when it comes to your passion. Of course, yeah, if I'm broke and I'm talking to somebody that's got a lick or something we can do to make some money, yeah, I'm curious, I'm excited, and I want to get to that money because I need money. So you don't
Well,
have
the
to.
difference is though, but the difference is though, it's freeing. It's a what do you call it? Like
Absolutely
you
free.
know, where you feel free, like you
Right.
feel uninhibited. Like I don't know if that's the right word. I'm not a sexual word.
Unrestricted. You're not
Yeah,
restricted
that
at
word,
all.
that word,
Right.
that word. Yeah, yeah. You kind
Yeah.
of feel unrestricted when you're in the mode of it. Like and I had to get to the point where I started realizing, like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm locked up in a cage or I'm on anybody else's time frame. I'm just free. I'm just
And were you
whatever.
happy?
And
Were you happy when you felt that
yeah,
way?
yeah, but I had to
Okay.
learn to enjoy the happiness because I thought that it's wrong to feel that way. Like I thought, okay, I'm supposed to do this. Because I'm serious.
You thought it was wrong. You thought it was wrong to
I'm,
feel happy.
yeah, I thought it because like when you grow up, you go to work, you this, you that. That's what you're supposed to do. We were not taught about like passions and this and that. Matter of fact, when we were younger, we would talk, go to school and get a. They didn't even say what's your talent, what you like to do. Like you need to go to school, you need to get trades, you need to do this, you need to do that. We were not taught to be free and to just be unrestricted with things. Everything was programmed to compartmentalize or whatever. And I realized like I'm gonna be 53, my birthday. So my thing is for when I in January, so I'll be entering into the 53rd year. 53 things that I have never done before in my 53rd year of life. Cause I realized like that's my thing. I realized that I have not been free. I have not been in living in my living my passion or living life that way, to be unafraid of different things. Like people are afraid to do something that, and I'm just saying, like, I know we're talking about this. So passion is something you enjoy doing and you lose track of time and this, that, and the third, like what you're saying. We were afraid to do stuff like that. Like if you enjoy what you did for a living, like I thought something wrong with that. Cause people be like, well, you don't make no money doing that. Because I enjoy being the lunch lady, because I have made that my brand. You know how many of my family members, my mother, my sister, like, why you choose that name? Why you did that? Well, good, just making me money. That's what I'm
Hey,
happy doing.
hey,
I'm
check this
free.
out. Check this out, Miss
Uh,
Amelia.
you
One
know,
thing about your passion, nobody else can influence it.
but
So
that's what I'm
forget what
saying.
people say. It don't matter what they think or what they say.
Right.
I've never been that person.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I
that's what
thought
I'm
about
saying
what
to
people
you.
thought. Yeah,
I had
yeah.
to finally tell them, like, I am the real lunch lady. I am the real lunch lady. I got the juice, not the tea, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I had to embrace what I felt, what made me free,
But
what
see
released me,
what
you
you're
know.
doing, you're giving people too much power when it comes to their thoughts. It don't
Well,
matter
not
what somebody.
now.
Well, I
Not
understand.
now.
I
Yeah,
understand. I'm
not
just
now.
saying it for the
Yeah,
benefit of the people on the line, because a lot of people
yeah,
do that. A
not
lot of
now.
people who are not alpha type personalities, they are influenced by people who interject what they should be doing versus what they are doing. So when you have somebody who don't understand what it is, listen, even that title there and whatever you plan on doing with it, I don't know, but that's a brand. That could become a business. That could become very lucrative for you if you use it in the right way. Are they going to understand that? No, they won't.
And it has become very lucrative. 20,000 followers lucrative. You
Oh
know what
yeah,
I'm saying? I
I
mean, like,
already know.
I yeah, so I had to get to a point where, one, I had to embrace, what I've been doing this since I was 26. I've been a lunch lady since I was 26. But and so, you know what, I had to embrace, first I had to embrace me, embrace what what I've made so many people happy, and in time make accept my own happiness. But the old time way of thinking was that, what, work is that's too, you ain't gonna make no money, you ain't gonna this and that. So I had to get to a point where, one, I ain't gonna, if anybody tell you, hey, this stuff ain't about the money, they lying, because everybody, we all in it, we all into the business of doing whatever we do because it's financially rewarding. But at the same time, you can't stress yourself out trying to be like the Joneses, or trying to be like they want you to be. And that's just me. But that's why I was asking that question
Well,
earlier, because I was like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
just wanted to dive in
Yeah,
there.
you can have several points of interest and passions in certain things. But let me say this, because I want to make sure that everybody is clear on this. When you're trying to navigate through life, right? It's like operating. Think about a battery that's full. You start with 100%, and some of us even have more than that. So when you start allowing people's opinions, when you start allowing what people say, what they think, and how they feel about you influence what it is you're set out to do, you can't win, because you're giving away your power. If I'm entertaining how you think about me, what have I already done? I've given some of that 100%, because I'm taking some of my brain matter, some of my intelligence, and I'm directing it toward the way you feel. Why would I do that when I'm trying to accomplish something? Now, here's the second point of interest. 9 times out of 10, those individuals who are saying, why are you the lunch lady? Why are you playing basketball? They aren't doing anything to help you in any other situation. That's ludicrous to me. Hey, your mic is off. That's
I was just saying, nope.
Hey, but that's ludicrous to me. Why am I concerned with what you think when I'm on my journey? I'm navigating, trying to get something done, and I'm letting you influence the direction I will go in. I know many, well, not many, I know quite enough people who have done nothing because other people told them not to. Even when they had that burning desire, hey, I want to open up a business. Well, they told me not to do it, Mr. G, because they say I'm not smart and I don't have enough money and all of these different excuses. So when you let people drain your battery and take your energy from you, then you aren't operating at full capacity. And to be successful, you have to operate at full capacity. You can taper off once you become successful. So whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, when you're trying to recognize what your passion is, you have to give it your undivided attention and you have to give it 100% of your energy. And then once you grow, because once you give all that energy to it, it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you become better. You're going to become a better person, first of all, and you're going to be have additional skills because you're growing once you're in search of it. All right, listen. And I'm going to say this so everybody understands, right? We're talking about how do you recognize your passion? All you have to do is this one thing. And I'm stumping this floor right now, like the teacher used to do in the school to get your attention. All you have to do is ask yourself one question. If nobody judged you, because we got a hang up, right? We got a hang up when people judge us and look at us a certain kind of way. As Keith said earlier, when people start looking at us a certain kind of way, we have a tendency to be influenced just with the thought. They don't really have to say anything, but when they look like they're judgmental, we have a tendency to back off. So all you have to do is this. Ask yourself, if nobody judges me, what would I like to do and what would I like to learn more about? If nobody judged you, when you were free from judgment, there were no consequences to it. Just ask yourself, what would I like to do and what would I like to learn more about? That's it. You get to your passion. Now, here's another critical point. Here's a critical point of interest. You have to notice what energizes you versus what drains you. You have to know what energizes you, feeds you, fills you, consumes you, versus what drains you. What do you do that takes away from you, have you tired, have you wanting to quit, have you upset, have you ready to go home and spank the dog?
That did not sound right, sir. I was trying to hold it in. I was trying.
Some people, they take it out on their pets, but think about that. What energizes you versus what drains you? Just that simple concept right there will tell you or guide you closer to discovering what your passion is. Because I'm not going to do anything that.
Well, how come you laughed at me the other day when I said I don't want to go to work no more? Just like that, you laughed at me. That's what I meant. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, okay.
You thought it was funny.
Well, I didn't understand it in that manner. Well, yeah, I mean, if you don't want to go to work, then that's cool
Like I
because
could just be like,
you're saying in essence that work drains you, right?
yes,
And
I
you
could
want
just
to
be like
enjoy
that
it.
person in The Color Purple. You know, in The
Right.
Color Purple when they was in that juke joint and they slammed that piano down and everybody started packing up when Sophia was getting ready to knock out, little Tweet, whatever her name was. I just be
Oh,
wanting to pack up everything like that. Just pack up the whole office and just be like, bye.
oh yeah. Oh yeah, I felt like that many times. So don't think that you're the only one. Yeah, there are things that some things just simply exhaust you. Whether
Yes.
or not it be the people, whether or not it be the task, whether or not it's the environment, but there's some things that simply they just make you tired and you ain't did nothing. I can pull up in some places and just get tired of looking at the people, and they haven't done
Yeah.
anything, but they just look tired. They look like it's troublesome. It looks like a lot
Like
of
when I walk into that one place and I be like, I just don't want to go. Remember that place we talked about? I just don't want
oh
to
yeah,
go.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this conversation, a lot of people, don't really like to have conversations like this because they feel like, it's pointless and it's useless and whatever. But if you actually sit down and have conversations like this, it can give you clarity and give you some direction for reconstruction. Sometimes we need direction for reconstruction. We got everything down and just reconstruct it, because we start building stuff and it's just all out of sorts, and I think that I wish that more people had healthier conversations like this. Then I feel like if you were more happier where you were or where you were in your life or the direction you took, I feel like the world would be better.
Oh
Because I
yeah,
feel
I
like the
believe as
reason why the
well.
world is how it is right now is because a lot of people don't really take hold to what their purpose is, where they're supposed to be. You know.
All right, but like I said earlier, some things exhaust you, and then there's some things that fill you up, even if it takes or requires effort. Some things they will drain you, exhaust you, while other things will fill you up, complete you. Now let me take that back. I put out a post last week or this week that said, nobody can complete you. They can just show you how to complete yourselves. So let me stretch that. Let me take that back. So you have to work. You
Got
have
the
to know.
sound effects and everything.
Yeah. You have to know. We have to know what fills us up and what exhausts us. Now, you have to pay attention to what you research, what you read, even when no one asks you to. When you read something or research something on your own, that's going to drive you to your passion. Everyone has something that they love. There's something, we're created that way. There's something that we love. We just have so many things going on in our lives where we're always distracted by something else, or we change our latitude when we try to find our passion because we get distracted doing something else. But what you love to do, it may not be the easiest thing for you to do. Just because you love it, it does not mean that it's going to come easy for you. Now, that makes some people mad because you love it doesn't mean that it's easy. And just because you love to do it, don't mean that you should be doing it. In some cases, your passion. I'm stumping the floor again. Your passion is a combination. Your passion is a combination of what you love and what naturally comes easiest for you to do. Your passion is a combination of what you love and what naturally comes easiest for you to do. Now that's the definition. That's going to be your passion. So I went through that whole dialogue and that whole schematics to get to this. And that is your passion is what you love. So Keith talked about all the different talents we have. And we all, I think the Georgia comment on it too. We got a lot of things that we all can do. We do a lot of different things well. But your passion is what you love and what comes naturally, easiest for you to do. You have to develop it. You have to follow your strengths and your talent. Although they are not the same thing. Your strengths and your talents are not the same as your passion. Your passion often aligns with what you're good at doing, what people ask you for help with, and tasks that are easily accomplished by you. That's your passion. They align with what you're good at doing. And I think I'm pretty good at conversation. At least when I was in high school, when I was dating, they said I had a lot of game.
Real good at conversation.
Hey, Hunt.
So, I'm just gonna say, yeah, you good at it now. Watch out,
y'all. So conversation and speaking, and that's one of the things that I enjoy and I love doing. So those three things will help you define your passion. Now, your passion plus your ability. Check this out. Your passion plus your ability equals, can anybody guess what it equals? Nobody?
happiness. Oh.
Well, it's going to equal happiness. But your passion plus your ability equals power. It equals power. When you have a passion and you have the ability to do it, you are a powerful individual. Once you recognize that, because everybody can't do what you do, not when you're passionate about it. Have you ever seen, and this is just a sidebar, have you ever seen anybody, well, no, it's not, because it's part of the discussion, someone who, when you were doing something, and you all might have been doing the same task. I remember, when we used to run races and relays and all that, right? And we get on that line, and you trying to put your game face on, you look to your left and you look to your right, and some of them guys be so amped up, they like, hey man, them just gonna take off like a rocket. I know I'm not gonna be able to beat them. You already defeating yourself because that individual shows that they have that power because their ability plus their passion equals power. That's a good thing to understand.
And power equals happiness. You gotta simplify it.
Yeah, that's true too. It can equal a lot of things, but the main formula is that the ability plus your passion equals power. When you develop whatever that thing is, well, hey, once you realize, hey, look, I hope people are taking notes. When you realize that your passion plus your ability equals power, when you start to develop it, whatever that passion is, then people will pay you for that passion. When you understand that your passion plus your ability to do something equals power, when you develop it, because now you know you don't have any other choice but to follow that passion, because you know what it is. And what did I say passion was? It's also part of your purpose. It's part of your purpose. So once you realize that and you start developing, oh man, you'd be surprised how many opportunities you're going to run across. You're going to be surprised how many people will recognize that you have a passion for it. And I'm not talking about on the surface where people come, oh, you really got a passion for that, don't you? They don't even know what they're talking about. They just know that you love doing it. But when people recognize that you have a passion for it, you're going to be surprised how many people are willing to pay you for it and how many people will recognize that there's something different about you. All right? Any questions, comments, concerns? Also, listen, you're muted out again.
No, because I still got the power, and I still got happiness.
Okay, all right.
That's all I got.
Well, you 90% there then, if you got all of that. But listen, here's another point of interest. As I said, once you develop it and you understand that your ability plus your passion equals power, people will pay you, or they will pay to see you do it. They may not want you to make them a cake. They might want to just watch you make the cake, and they'll pay you for that service. All right? Now, here's something that's very important too. Sometimes your passion is revealed by the things you don't like or the thing you do not want to do. Sometimes your passion is revealed by the things you don't like or the things that you don't want to do. For example, you may hate repetitive tasks. You may hate repetitive tasks, which means you prefer creativity or leadership. You may dislike chaos, confusion, drama, which means you're passionate about structure. If you hate those things, chaos, confusion, and drama, then you are passionate about structure. If it irks you, and I don't mean just for the moment, I'm just talking about as part of your being, you hate drama, you hate chaos. Any time of day, you just hate it. My son is that way. My son, and I'm that same way too, but they do not.
It's all negative. It's all negative. All that stuff. It's all negative. So we just need to all cut it out. Yeah, it's all negative. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you dislike chaos and those things, it just means that you're passionate about structure. You may hate being told what to do. How many of us are that way? You may hate being told what to do. That simply means that you value and you're passionate about your independence. Now, someone may ask, well, everybody wants their independence. Now, there's some people who like being told what to do. There's some people who would love to follow orders and be directed. And on the other hand, there are some people who cannot tolerate being told what to do, and they work better and they work well being independent. So there, we got both types of people. In discovering your passion, you have to think about what would you do even if you didn't get paid. That's the biggest discriminator right there. In your passion, what would you do even if you did get paid? Now, when you can answer that question, you don't have to go any further. You know what your passion is. If you would do it and not worry about getting paid, then you've discovered your passion. All right? Now, and we'll get ready to sign off here real quick. This is one of the strongest indicators. Ask if money was not guaranteed, what would I spend my time doing? You got a job, people got careers, people got professions. If money was not guaranteed and people work these jobs because they have these careers and professions because they are paid to do them. But if that weren't the case and you didn't get any money, what would you spend your time doing? That'll guide you toward your passion. Your passion doesn't have to be your job. Matter of fact, most jobs ain't your passion. Some people work jobs just so that they can make ends meet. So we know that your passion does not have to be your job.
Well, if I
But you
did,
can still.
I told my job because they don't know. It ain't. I don't know about that for my house wife. That ain't it for me right now. That is not.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But it can guide you and still guide your choices. If you look for these patterns, your passion is usually at the intersection of what you enjoy, what you're good at, and what feels meaningful and useful to you. That's where your passion is. It's at the intersection of those things. Where they cross and meet, what you enjoy, what you're good at, what feels meaningful and useful. Your passion intersects at those. Now, does anybody have anything to add? Man, we've got to figure out how to respond to these comments some kind of way. DeJoy, that's your task. You need to find out how we need to be able to talk to the.
Now, wait a little minute.
Because I see the thing popping up where people have made comments, but I don't see it scrolling, so I don't know. But we got to figure that part out. We were able to do it over at Facebook, over at the Facebook page.
I'm just gonna start Googling and chat GPT.
Okay. All right. So, okay, Keith and DeJoy, do you all have anything else before I close it out?
No, we're good. I'm good.
Okay.
Nah, close it out. We can do a part 2.
Okay. All right. Discovering your passion isn't about finding one magical answer. It's about listening to yourself. That's what your passion is. It's about listening to yourself. No external forces, no other people's opinions. It's about listening to yourself. Your passion lives in the things that excite you, challenge you, make you curious, and give you energy. Your passion gives you energy as well. They show up in your strengths, the experiences that shaped you, and the activities that make time disappear. Those activities, when you don't care about time, your passion is in there somewhere. When you try new things, pay attention to what is meaningful to you and follow the small sparks of interest inside of you. All right? Your passion reveals itself piece by piece. In the end, passion is not something you search for outside of yourself. It's something you uncover by noticing who you already are. All right. Thank you all for joining. We enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it immensely. And we hope that it can be of service and helps anyone on this line. But we'll be back here next Wednesday with another hot topic at the same time. So until then, au revoir, ademais, auf Wiedersehen, and goodbye. And we'll see you all next week. Y'all take care.
I'm gonna learn French tomorrow.
Bye.